Hey friends, welcome back to another video here. Today I will be talking about Universal's brand new theme park known as Epic Universe, and this park is set to open next year in 2025. This park will be a part of the Universal Orlando Resort and is quite possibly the biggest opening of any theme park that we have had since Universal's Islands of Adventure back in 1999. As of when this video is being filmed, we got the new details about the park yesterday, and I'm going to give you a full, in-depth analysis on what I think we could possibly be getting at this park. Now, we know some stuff that Universal has released, but there's some stuff that we don't know about. And in this video, I'm going to kind of predict and give my full analysis and theories of what we could be seeing here at Universal's Epic Universe. So starting things off with the entrance and portals, and I think this is going to be very unique. When you're entering the park and enter each land, you're not just entering any new area that we've seen in the past, like entering from Main Street to Tomorrowland or Frontierland or Adventureland. It's not gonna be like that. You're essentially gonna be entering a whole new world. What's cool of each land is that when you're entering, from the back, when you're actually entering, it's gonna be secluded from the rest of the park. So when you're in the main area, it's gonna be secluded, you're not even gonna know it's there, which is insane. And I think it's gonna be very unique, and honestly, it's not gonna be anything that we've ever seen before. But now let's go ahead and move on into the worlds. And this is the first one I'm going to talk about is Celestial Park. And this is the one that Universal has talked about and they released information about. So what this area essentially is that it's kind of going to act like the Main Street part of the park, or kind of like that main hub area. This is the kind of area that's like the centerpiece of the park, where you'll have all the different lands and the areas. This is going to be the centerpiece and the hub of Epic Universe. Includes some amazing attractions in this area, including Starlight Racers, which this is going to be a Mock Rides dueling launch roller coaster. And what's crazy about this is that they are going to be bringing back the old dueling roller coaster. I mean, this coaster will have two different tracks that race each other and interact with each other, and it's going to be a very fun ride. Orlando has not had a dueling attraction since 2017 with Dueling Dragons. Think about that. 2017, that was 7 years ago. 7 years ago. I remember riding out on its very last day and how much I was going to miss Dueling Dragons. But I'm very excited we are getting a dueling roller coaster again. And the coasters are going to launch. It's going to do a bunch of inversions. It's going to be pretty cool. And it will also oddly feature a 48-inch height requirement, which I think is a little bit interesting. So this would be most kids' first roller coaster, you could say. But that's not all. This area is also going to feature a carousel that's apparently going to be unlike any other carousel that we've seen before. It's going to be called the Constellation Carousel. Now, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be like exactly. I've heard many different theories that it's going to go forwards, it could go backwards, it could go up and down, upside down, whatever. This attraction, though, it should be pretty awesome. It should be very unique to the park. Not only that, this park is also going to feature some shops, it's going to feature a couple of restaurants, and what's cool is that this will also have a hotel that's kind of accessible from the park, which I think is going to be pretty cool. And so yeah, I'm really excited. Honestly, I know we haven't talked about the 4 worlds here. I'm most excited for this area particularly. And so now let's go ahead and move on to the worlds. And next up, the first one I want to talk about is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. And this land will focus on the Ministry of Magic movie series. Now, personally, I have not seen any of the Ministry of Magic films. I know, y'all can boo me in the comments, I know. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter nerd, alright? But, so I exactly want to have an estimate of what ride they could add exactly. What kind of story, adventure, what all that. However, part of me is thinking that this area is going to feature the flagship attraction, the one attraction that people will just not stop talking about. Think about back when Hogsmeade opened in 2010 and Diagon Alley opened in 2014. Thinking about those trends, I think this will have one of those revolutionary attractions. And also think about back in 1999 when Islands of Adventure opened. They debuted the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man, and at the time, that was one of the most revolutionary attractions of all time. I mean, it was the first attraction to feature or combine a dark ride and a simulator with 3D effects. No one had seen anything like that. Now, of course, we see those rides pop up all the time nowadays, but what kind of ride they could add, I'm not even sure what it is. I mean, I think it's gonna be something we've never seen before. It could float, it could go upside down, it could do whatever it wants to do, honestly. I think this attraction, whatever they're gonna add, is gonna be absolutely revolutionary, and I'm excited for it, honestly. And so I think this area will host the most popular, most revolutionary attraction in this park. Our next world that I'm going to be talking about here is going to be Super Nintendo World. Now, this area shouldn't be too difficult to analyze, as we already do have a couple of Super Nintendo Worlds at the Universal Parks, including Hollywood and Japan. So I would expect this area to be kind of similar to those. However, this area will be different in a way because it is going to feature a Donkey Kong roller coaster. And this roller coaster, I think, will be a first of its kind, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to feature a world's first element that we have never seen before with the jump track. I'm not sure if you guys have seen pictures of that. Here's one right here of the jump track. So essentially, I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but essentially, I think it's going to simulate you kind of jumping off a track and back onto it. That's my prediction, honestly, and I think this is going to be a really nice element to the attraction. Now, I do think this one will be a more popular attraction. I think this one's going to be more family-friendly, but I still think it's going to be a very fun attraction regardless, and I'm excited for it. And this area, I'm sure, will also feature Mario Kart Challenge attraction, which the dark ride, it has received mixed reviews, but I'm sure it's a fun attraction. I mean, when I was growing up, I was a fan of the Mario Kart video games, and honestly, it makes me want to play some Mario Kart. When I was a kid, I was a huge fan of Mario Kart, and I was just dominate everyone. And okay, I am getting off topic, all right? All right, now let's go ahead and move on to our next area to analyze, and that's going to be How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. And I believe this is going to be kind of like that family-friendly area or that kiddie area of the park. And I have not seen the How to Train Your Dragon films in years, since I was really little. I think I've seen them before, but it was a long time ago, so I can't even remember. I can't even name a single character from those films, honestly. When I think of Illuminations films, I think of Shrek or DreamWorks. What am I saying? Alright, but getting back into the analysis, I do believe that this area should feature a couple of family-friendly attractions, and I do believe this area will also feature a roller coaster. I think all the areas, in fact, are going to feature roller coasters, with the exception of Mystery of Magic. I don't think they're going to have a roller coaster here, but I expect this area to have maybe like a kiddie coaster, maybe a step above. Maybe think of something like Big Bear Mountain at Dollywood. And I think this coaster would kind of like simulate you riding a dragon, or I could also see Universal either adding one, a dark ride, or two, a simulator on how to ride a dragon. That's my theory, personally. I could be wrong. They could add something like that that's more related to the trilogy, but this is just my analysis of me just thinking outside the box here. And so this is going to be the How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk area. I think this will be a nice area regardless, but this is kind of the area that I've kind of paid my least attention towards, but that's just kind of me, honestly. And now we're going to the final area, and outside of the Celestial Park area, this is the area that I'm kind of most curious about, and that is the Dark Universe. And so the Dark Universe is an area themed to some of Universal's most iconic or classic monsters here. And we do already know that this area will feature a roller coaster. It'll feature a werewolf-themed spinning roller coaster from what we know. And there's actually footage of the coaster testing here, believe it or not. And so you know it's a spinning coaster, and from what it can look from the layout of the track, it should be more of a family-friendly style roller coaster. And I'm sure this area will also feature some flat rides, and sure it's going to feature all that. But also, one thing that I would die to see here at this area in particular is a dark ride themed to Frankenstein. With Frankenstein being one of the most iconic monsters of any movie anywhere, I think it would be very fitting at this park, and I think Universal should really build a Frankenstein themed dark ride. It doesn't have to be like something like mind-blowing or anything like that. It could be, who knows? This is just me pulling a prediction from my mind. But I would love to see this here. And so my theory is that they're gonna have that roller coaster, maybe some flat rides, but then that Frankenstein dark ride. And there you have it. That is my analysis and my predictions on Universal's Epic Universe As a reminder, this park is set to open next year in 2025, and I am sure that I'm going to rewatch this video a year from now after I visit Epic Universe for the first time and laugh about how wrong I was with everything. I'm just kidding. I'm sure there's gonna be some like attractions that are correct, some are incorrect, but this is just me having fun predicting the park. And honestly, I'm really excited for this park to open up. Honestly, I was never alive when Islands of Adventure opened back in 1999 or Animal Kingdom in 1998. I wasn't alive around then. So I'm excited to finally experience a big opening of a major theme park for the first time. And I think this park is going to be awesome, and it's going to really revolutionize the theme park industry that we know and love today. And I'm going to end this video here, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give this video a like and a big thumbs up as well. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future if you did enjoy this one. And turn on those post notifications as well, so you know when I upload a new video. And also don't forget to check out Theme Park Guy Productions as well on all social media platforms. Linktree is going to be in the description below. I'll see you guys next time, and you're clear for dispatch.